Hey guys, a few months ago, no, I think actually from like a year ago, I was so I go to school and I usually don't sleep a lot. It's either because I'm either like studying for exams or whatever, or because I have a lot of shit to do. Or either just because I can't like fall asleep like early. I just can't seem to go to bed early. You know what I mean? Like I usually go to bed at like 2 a.m. and more than that, even like 2:30, sometimes even 3 or 4. Like my record is like 5 a.m. Like just going on my phone, like watching content, whatever, or like talking alone, or maybe listening to music or doing whatever it is that is not like productive at all, I would say. And I remember like there was this one time where I was like, I really do have a problem because I can't go to bed before that hour. And I'm always like wasting my time doing something else and like can't, you know what I mean? Like I should sleep more and I shouldn't be consuming all this crap content that I'm not even gonna remember, that doesn't even cause like an impact in me or anything. And I'm like, it almost feels like I'm a drug addict. Like why is my lifestyle so bad and I'm doing this to myself? Like it almost feels like like I'm a drug addict. I was like, but this is weird because it am I addicted to a drug? Like what, am I addicted to like going to bed like late? Like what is this? And then I stumbled upon a few channels that were talking about dopamine addiction, and I was like, that is what it is. You know what I mean? Like I don't, and I think since college, I haven't really been depriving myself of anything. Like except for like when I'm like studying and I'm like really stressed, like doing something, I usually don't really deprive myself of anything at all. Like if I want to listen to music, and that moment I start listening to music. Like and I tell myself like just one, two songs, and then I end up listening to music for half an hour, or more than that. I don't know, if I want to make my bed, like listening to music, I end up like making my bed and then listening to music for another 2 hours. And that is in the morning. So like I'm already not productive in the morning because I already spent, like I didn't get up that early and I already spent 2 hours listening to music. Like, do you know what I mean? And then it this like snowball of like not being productive. You know what I mean? And whenever I want to go on, let's say, go on TikTok or go on Instagram or whatever, like I just I just go on it. You know what I mean? Like I don't really deprive myself or any of anything. Like when my parents like have to do something and then I have to eat lunch alone, I listen to music and then I end up listening to music for I don't know how long. Like I even finished the lunch and I'm still listening to music when I should be doing other things. You know what I mean? Like, and when I procrastinate and stuff like that, I just do not deprive myself from things. You know what I mean? Like I just if I want to give myself dopamine doing something, I just do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't, like I am addicted to that dopamine. Like, or if I have a crush on somebody and I feel like if I'm obviously I'm like, okay, I should stop stalking them. Like this is the way to get over it. I just stop looking at their social media. Whenever I want to look at his, let's say LinkedIn, because it's the only social media he has, that is TMI. I go on LinkedIn and I stalk him, and I don't stalk him like because they can see when you saw their profile. So I go on the incognito tab. So in case you didn't know that, incognito, just look them up. Anyway, so I don't deprive myself of anything, even if I know it's like bad for me. So because we have this like dopamine addiction, we're constantly like watching stuff on our phones, we're constantly distracting ourselves, like listening to music. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with listening to music, but when you're procrastinating listening to music, maybe you shouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really deprive myself of doing things. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes when I really have to study or when I really have to do something, then I don't deprive myself. Like for instance, like today I've been like yesterday and today I've been making videos to like schedule them for later. And yesterday I started watching TikToks and I didn't make that many videos. Like I made 5 and I was supposed to make, I don't know, but more than that. And today I've been depriving myself of things a little bit more because I'm like, okay, I have to make these videos. You know what I mean? Like I have to make videos for a few days and then I will, schedule them, whatever. And then the rest of the days I have to study for the finals that I have coming. And do you know what I mean? Only when I have like stuff to do like in a few days or in however long, like that's when I do deprive myself from things. You know what I mean? Like only when I'm really scared or really anxious, I do that. Because for instance, in the first year of college, I used to deprive myself of everything. I would even feel guilty, like, because I was so anxious and everything. I was so scared of everything in the first year. Like, I would deprive myself of everything. Like, if I did something that was not, like, studying or whatever, I felt so guilty. I was like, I have so much pressure because I have exams coming. And, like, I'm not even studying. Like, the time that I have to, like, spend, like, studying to make sure that I'm not going to fail or whatever, if, like, if I can spend it studying, why shouldn't I? You know what I mean? Like, I should spend as much time as I can, like, studying. But then it's also, like, you need breaks. You know what I mean? So, like, extremes are bad. You shouldn't be spending all your time, like, being quote unquote productive. And you shouldn't spend all your time, like, being unproductive. You know what I mean? Like, You should keep a balance. And I'm not here to tell you like how to do a dopamine detox and stuff like that, how to not be addicted to dopamine, because like I am myself, you know what I mean? But like these past few days, I haven't been going on the internet a lot because I've been having exams, so like I didn't have a lot of time to do that. And these past few days, I didn't go on the internet that much either because I have videos to make and stuff, and then I'm gonna keep studying. So I hope this like momentum of like not having that much like dopamine or whatever in my system, I hope I take advantage of this, and I do that. Also, like the new year is about to come, and I mean a year is like time, you know what I mean? Like it's symbolic, you know what I mean? Like time goes by, like, you know what I mean? It's just another day. But what I'm saying is, now that the year is starting, I hope that one of my resolutions is, okay, procrastinate less. Okay, try to like get rid of like dopamine. You know what I mean? Like if you have to do something, like don't, you know what I mean? Like start depriving yourself of things. You know what I mean? Like don't say yes to yourself. Like if you want to watch this video, if you want it is like 2 hours long and you have something like to do, you know what I mean? Like deprive yourself of that. You can do that later, and if you don't, it's fine. You don't even care that much about that video that you wanted to watch. You don't care about, I mean, I'm kind of like discouraging you from watching videos when really you're watching my video right now. You know what I mean? Um, but what I'm saying is, if you have something to do, then maybe you should do that thing. Do you know what I mean? Because like, the sooner you do it, the sooner you finish. You know what I mean? Like if you're not starting right now, then I mean, you're gonna have to start at some point. You know what I mean? You're not doing it now, you're gonna have to do it later. So the problem is not solved. Do you know what I mean? So now that I'm aware that I have this like dopamine addiction, I'm like, okay, everything makes sense now. Everything makes a lot of sense now. Like for instance, like when I have a crush, I'm like, I don't love them or anything, but why do I get so happy? Why do I want to like think about them all the time? And why do I want to like stalk them all the time? Because it gives me dopamine. Like thinking about them, looking at their picture, like all of those things, like really, do you know what I mean? They really give me that dopamine. It is dopamine really that I'm addicted to. It's not that I have a crush on the person. It's not that I am in love with them or I can't live without them. I totally can live without the person. But it is the dopamine that my brain is seeking. And I'm not saying no to it, and I'm addicted. So yeah, or maybe like we should try to like find healthier things that give us dopamine. Like for instance, like making content gives me dopamine, I would say. Maybe not as much like dopamine as like, I don't know. I'm not saying like because I love doing this, but like, you know what I mean? Like watching videos also gives you dopamine, but I feel more productive, and I really feel fulfilled when I make content myself. So how about I create dopamine by doing this instead of like watching videos that I don't even care about that much, or I wouldn't even like, that I'm just watching because I'm procrastinating, you know? So yeah, that's it. Also like with food as well, you know what I mean? Like we tend to want to eat like food that is like less healthy because we want that dopamine because it tastes really really good. But if you really want to look a certain way, let's say you want to look skinny, you have to deprive yourself of that food, of that dopamine that the food gives you. Actually, I care so much about like the diet that I have that like I feel like when I eat food, like when I eat like for instance like cookies or like a donut or like whatever, like I don't feel as good. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't taste as good because I know that I'm not keeping my diet. You know what I mean? Like I know that I'm not respecting my diet, so it doesn't taste that good. I'm not enjoying it that much because I know that I'm not respecting my diet, you know? And when I'm not eating that food because I'm like, okay, the diet, okay, it's great. I'm keeping the diet. I'm like proud of myself, but I'm also like, I really want to eat this cookie. You know what I mean? Like it is addiction. It is addiction. You know what I mean? Like you're fighting, you know what I mean? Like your willpower is fighting your urge to have that dopamine, you know? So, yeah, I just want to let you know that even if you don't consume any drugs, you are addicted to dopamine because you go on your phone without needing to and stuff like that. So, yeah, hopefully we can all get over this. Hopefully we can all figure this out. Next year, 2025. Yes, that's when we're going to do it. Or this year. I don't know when this is going to be published. Maybe in 2025. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I hope this helps you out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Tomorrow. Bye.